And together we have...
Nigga, what? Nigga, what? Reload. What would you just say?
I live with my husband, my boyfriend, and my boyfriend's wife.
What? How's he your boyfriend then? Am I missing something? How is he your boyfriend if... What? A boy...
And together we have 4 happy children.
But that's not a boyfriend then if she... Bro, what the fuck is... What?
Lisa and I originally started swinging. It was just an exciting thing to try. Through that, we were lucky enough to meet our other partners, Sean and Taya. We're polyamorous now. We're in a closed quad.
Tyler
Polyamorous.
and I already had 2 previous children.
So they be fucking all together, like a foursome type shit.
I found out that I was pregnant with Barrett before Barrett was
These poor children.
born. Taya found out she was pregnant.
So confused.
At first, I was a
Like,
little
why do I
bit
have 4
hesitant
parents?
to not know who the fathers of Barrett or Carver were.
Have you ever personally wondered about it?
So welcome to our big polyamorous family. I live with my husband and my boyfriend's wife. And
That doesn't make sense.
together we have 4 happy children.
We're just a normal family like anybody else, except that there's more of us.
We're lucky
No.
enough to find
Bro, you, like...
a house with 2 masters. There's 1 master on each side of the house, and then a baby's room across from each master, and then the 2 big kid rooms are actually downstairs. This is mine and my husband Sean's room. He keeps the majority of his stuff in here, but he and Tyler actually rotate rooms every other night.
Yeah, it was a little weird at first, just not sleeping in my own bed.
So what I'm confused about is, do they be fucking? Do all of them be fucking? Since yeah, realistically, speaking from a outside standpoint, yeah. Okay, this is the husband of her. They're married. They be fucking, right? Correct. But because they're boyfriend and girlfriend, so they be fucking as well. But what's she doing then? They be like, is it like a mutual thing? Do they generally like have a connection with each other? Like, how does it work?
Like, but now it's like I get to have a sleepover every night.
Part of our nighttime routine is, did you switch pillows? No.
So this nigga has the best of both worlds, but this poor guy on the end is just chilling there. Nah, what? How does that work? This man's having all the fun, and she's having all the fun. These 2 are all having their fun, and then these 2 are... Nah, that's not fair.
Every night. Every night.
Alicia and I originally started swinging. It was just an exciting thing to try, and through that, we were lucky enough to meet our other partners, Sean and Taya. We don't consider ourselves swingers anymore. That's how we met, but we're polyamorous now. We're in a closed quad. We don't date other people anymore.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
None of us were polyamorous before we found each other. I think actually it was Taya that sent the first thing saying, "This is us. This is."
So they were both separate couples, but they came to a mutual agreement that they all want to live with each other.
Like, yeah, that's right. That's who we are.
Right?
When we started talking, we met like that very next week, and we just wanted to see more and more of each other. We were making plans for the following weekend before we had even left, and then
Chat, do you think they'd be fucking like all together?
again that next weekend.
cool?
And I always like to say that once we started talking, we just never stopped. So
Kay and I were living in Portland at the time, so we were driving an hour and a half down here to see them almost every weekend.
Alicia and I were looking at buying a house in the country where we'd have some room for the horses, and it just made sense to find a house that would work for all of us. To find
An hour and a half down here to see them almost every weekend.
Alicia and I were looking at buying a house in the country where we'd have some room for the horses, and it just made sense to find.
Wait, so what? What? So now she's kissing his
a house that would work for all of us.
So is sure.
Tyler and I already had 2 previous children. I always wanted the 3rd, but it was very difficult to make that decision when there was just 2 of us. What happens when you have a mad cow and a mad sheep? What happens with them?
I don't know.
They're, huh?
Me?
No, they're in a bad mood. I found out that I was pregnant with Barrett, and we were all pretty excited. She was crazy. Look.
Oh, because they be fucking as well. She doesn't know who's the dad. It could be the, oh my god. It could be the bald guy or the oh my god.
About a month before Barrett was born, Taya found out she was pregnant.
So we weren't regulating who got.
So they both be fucking each one at nah.
Who pregnant.
So I mean
We were just
best of
trying
both
to know.
worlds.
I think that we immediately agreed that we didn't want to know who the dad was. It wasn't important to us. We're raising them as all of ours anyway, so it doesn't matter who the father is.
Good thing we do all our shopping at Costco.
You baby
What do you like about living as one big family?
I would get
There's
pissed off,
more
man.
parents, and it's more funner because I have more people to play with.
Okay, girl, you're gonna be confused when you're older. That's all it like. You'll be like, there's only 2 of them. Why is there only 2 parents? Like it's normal. It's not
Okay,
normal.
good. Okay.
You'll be like, why
At
are
first, I
they
was a
walking
little
in a
bit
couple?
hesitant,
Wait,
to not know who the fathers of Barrett or Carver were, just because I was worried that Dylan and Raina were going to ask questions, and I didn't want to hide anything from them. But after talking it through with the other adults in our family and realizing we can have that conversation when it comes up, you're going to try and pull yourself up as much as you can, okay? Pull!
Have you ever personally wondered about it?
Sure, I've wondered about it, but I see Sean as a wonderful daddy to the babies, and I see Tyler as a wonderful dad to them, and that's all that really matters.
it's fucked up, man. Oh, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt doing a DNA test. Like. What about if you have a disagreement and you like break up with your boyfriend? Then what?
Thumbs up. How did your family and close friends respond when you told them?
We've kind of had a mixed bag of experiences with that. We had some
there's
people
no way
in our
that's-
lives who
they
right away
accept
were
it.
like, "That's great." We
It's
had some
weird.
people who were cautious at first.
Well, that's
or
mentally
hesitant,
draining.
Or had some reservations.
And a lot of people make it about them, about how does it affect us? It doesn't affect you. At the end of the day, it doesn't affect you. We're just telling you because you're part of our lives, and everyone has their choices to
So they have
either be part of it or not.
separate
A lot of people's initial questions or comments or reactions are, oh, I can never do that, I'm too jealous. And we say, it's okay, we're not asking you to do it. We're not trying to convince anybody else to live this lifestyle. We're just letting you know that this is what our choice is. The more
Wait, so
you
can
talk
she
to them
legally
and educate them,
legally marry him as well, and then him marry her?
the more accepting they can be.
When we're out in public, people don't really think twice about us because we present as just 2 cis hetero monogamous couples who, look like any other couples that are hanging out together, unless they're really paying attention and see, oh, well, he was holding Taya's hand and then he gave Alicia a kiss. Sometimes people will do a double take.
People who share their concerns about the kids, when we're educating them, polyamory is not about sex, it's about relationship dynamics and loving
Okay.
more than one person. We're
Wait, what?
definitely not teaching them polyamory, we're teaching them that they can love whoever they want and however many people they want. And, in it.
Okay, no. Now, that's a problem, man. How many people? That's just like, bro, it's not. I don't see the
consensual way.
dynamic.
I
Like,
think
how?
that having 4 parents does make us all better parents because you get the other side of what you're not normally accustomed to. I do have older kids, and I parented it a certain way, and they had Dylan and Randy before we got there, and they parented it a certain way. So you get to see both sides of how people parent, and so it makes you I feel it makes you a more rounded parent for sure.
We didn't start this because we were missing
Of course,
something.
you're gonna
We
speak
realized that we could
positively
add
about it,
something
'cause
to our lives.
if you speak
There's no way we
negatively,
could have
you-
made it to where
bro,
we're at
you,
now
like,
without
yeah.
a lot of
Without conflict in the
honest,
relationship.
open, and sometimes really hard communication. Talking about what we wanted, the fact that we wanted this to be a romantic relationship, how we balance these things and make sure that our existing partners feel the love that we still have for them.
As long as
So
we're
they
not-
be taking turns.
we're gonna stay together.
So they be taking turns and shit. Like, Ross. Nah, that's crazy, man. I still can't see the light through that, man. I just think that's weird, man.
Me in Germany right now.
It's hella weird, man.
Never been to Germany.